Hi, this is Raina from thecheesethief.com, craftingforconsumercrafts.com, and today I'm showing you how to make these adorable onesies that make great baby shower gifts. I'm actually giving this to a friend who's having twins, boy-girl twins, so I thought roommates would be the most perfect quote for them. So let's get started. For this tutorial, you will need fabric paint, and I'm using this puffy paint, but you could just use fabric paint that you can get at consumercrafts.com. I just like the thickness of these. It doesn't seep as much, so that's what I'm using. You'll also need something to put your paint on, to mix the paint on, so I'm just using a lid from a container, but you could just use a plate or anything that you have. You'll also need a brush, and I'm using just a flat, 3/4 of an inch brush, some packaging tape, a piece of cardboard cut small enough to fit inside your onesie, so that this is just so the paint doesn't seep, so you can use a cereal box and just cut that to size. And of course, you're going to need your onesies. So I purchased these onesies and I pre-washed them and dried them according to the directions, and then you can iron them so that they're a little more flat if they were wrinkled in the wash. You're also going to need a silhouette cutting machine and the vinyl that goes with it. You can also use your Cricut machine, but if you don't have either of those, you can use letter stickers that you can purchase on consumercrafts.com, or even letter foamies. Those are really affordable, and the technique is basically the same. I just used my cutting machine because I wanted to pick my font, and I had it on hand. I first started off by measuring the width of my onesie, and just to see the placement of the letters, so I know how big to cut out the letters. Using my cutting machine, I just write out the letters in the font that I choose, and then that's what the ruler came in handy before, so I know exactly what size I want my letters to be, and then I will set it, and then I usually set it to the vinyl setting and then cut it right there, and then I peel out the letters carefully. When I place the letters, I always like to start from the middle and work outwards, and that just helps me center the image onto the onesie. So I start with the O and then I work backward out on both sides. After the letters are securely stuck on and aligned like how you like them, I'm going to create a border around the letters, and this is so that when I paint, it'll create this framed letter and on the outside. So it's a negative image with a frame on around it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to take packaging tape to create this border, so I just pull out the tape and then I measure it so that it's nice and parallel with the top letters, and then I frame it around the top and the sides, and then just going to create a box around the letters. After your box is created, you want to take that piece of cardboard and slip it underneath your onesie to make sure that the paint does not seep. So now I'm going to take my puffy paint and put it onto my plastic lid, just so that I have something for my paintbrush to pick up the paint with, and I'm just going to go over in a dabbing motion over the letters. You want to be sure to paint the edges and get all the little corners nice and smooth. And then after I'm done, I'm just going to wait for the paint to dry. Once the paint is dry, you will be able to remove the tape. But as you can see on the top left corner of that shirt, I actually got a little blue paint on it. And there's actually really no good way to get this out. But what I do is I take a little white paint and then I try to cover it up. And that's the best that you could do. So you just have to be really careful when you're painting not to get any paint outside the shirt. I just wanted to show you my little oops and how I'd fix it. Now that the paint is dry, I'm going to pull off my tape and all the letter stickers, and then your product is finished. Now, even though the paint is dry, it's not completely dry. You have to wait, I think, 72 hours for it to completely cure, but this has only been probably 3 or 4 hours where the paint is dry to the touch. But if you read the directions of the puffy paint, it does say to wait 72 hours before you wash it, and it completely cures. Letters for you can make your other shirt with them, or you can type out new letters, but you can certainly reuse these letters. So for the second shirt that I'm making in pink, I just reuse these same letters. So I took off all the letters, and there you have your custom onesie. You have to wait for this to cure, but then after it's done, you can package it up along with a pink onesie if you wanted to make that. So be sure to check out my other videos on consumercrafts.com, and also be sure to check out consumercrafts.com for all the materials in this video. Thank you, have a great day, and remember to be kind to one another. Until next time, bye now.